Feeling totally weird lately? You're probably having a spiritual awakening. These 9 physical symptoms will help you really make sense of what is actually happening to you. The first physical symptom is ringing or buzzing in the ears. Many people report hearing brief ringing, humming, or high-pitched tones, particularly during quiet moments or periods of deep reflection. From a practical perspective, there are many possible explanations for this experience, which is why it's important not to jump to conclusions. Spiritually, however, many people interpret these moments as symbols of expanding awareness. It's as though your attention is shifting away from constant external stimulation and becoming more receptive to your inner world. Emotionally, this often coincides with a growing desire for peace, solitude, and self-reflection. You may find yourself naturally withdrawing from unnecessary noise, conflict, or distractions because something deeper is asking for your attention. Whether symbolic or simply meaningful to you, this experience can serve as a reminder to slow down and listen, not just with your ears, but with your intuition. The second symptom is unusual fatigue. One of the most commonly reported experiences during periods of personal transformation is feeling unusually tired, even after getting enough sleep. Many people describe a sense of heaviness that isn't just physical. It's as though years of emotional tension are finally catching up with them. Psychologically, this often happens during significant life changes. Your mind is processing new beliefs, releasing old habits, and adapting to a different way of seeing yourself in the world. Spiritually, many interpret this fatigue as a period of inner recalibration. Instead of constantly pushing forward, you're being invited to slow down, rest, and allow change to unfold naturally. Sometimes growth doesn't require more effort. Sometimes it requires more surrender. The third symptom is pressure around the forehead or the top of the head. Some people notice sensations of pressure, tightness, or fullness around the brow or crown, especially during meditation, quiet reflection, or emotionally significant moments. Many spiritual traditions associate these areas with intuition and expanded consciousness. Symbolically, this sensation represents your perspective beginning to shift. Ideas that once seemed certain may no longer feel true. Questions you've avoided begin demanding honest answers. Old ways of thinking gradually make room for deeper understanding. Whether you interpret this spiritually or psychologically, it often reflects a mind that is learning to see beyond familiar patterns. The fourth symptom is tingling or vibrating sensations in the hands, feet, or spine. These sensations are often described as gentle waves, tiny electrical currents, or subtle vibrations moving through the body. Many people notice them during meditation, prayer, moments of gratitude, or periods of emotional release. Spiritually, these experiences are often interpreted as symbolic signs that dormant aspects of yourself are becoming active again. Psychologically, they may accompany heightened emotional awareness and increased mindfulness. It's less about something arriving from outside you and more about becoming aware of what has always existed beneath the surface. Your attention becomes sharper, your presence becomes deeper. You begin experiencing life instead of simply reacting to it. The fifth symptom is disrupted sleep and unusually vivid dreams. Perhaps you're waking between 2 and 4 in the morning. Perhaps your dreams feel unusually detailed, emotional, or symbolic. Many people notice that their dream life becomes much more active during periods of personal growth. Psychologists have long recognized dreams as a way the mind processes unresolved experiences. Spiritually, many people see vivid dreams as opportunities for inner guidance, emotional healing, and self-discovery. The important question isn't whether every dream carries a hidden message. It's what your dreams reveal about the emotions, fears, or hopes you've been carrying without realizing it. Sometimes the subconscious speaks most clearly while the conscious mind is asleep. The sixth symptom is unexpected emotional release. You hear a familiar song. You remember a conversation from years ago. Suddenly you're crying, laughing, or feeling emotions that seem far bigger than the moment itself. This can feel confusing, especially if you thought you had already moved on. But emotional healing is rarely linear. Many people interpret these experiences as old emotional layers finally becoming safe enough to surface. Instead of suppressing feelings, you're beginning to acknowledge them. Instead of carrying pain indefinitely, you're giving yourself permission to release it. This isn't losing control. It's reclaiming emotional honesty. The seventh symptom is heightened sensitivity. Crowded rooms become overwhelming. Bright lights feel brighter. Loud noises become exhausting. You may even notice that certain relationships suddenly drain your energy in ways they never did before. Psychologically, this often reflects increased self-awareness and a greater sensitivity to stress. Spiritually, many people believe this represents growing discernment. You become more conscious of the environments, conversations, and relationships that either nourish you or deplete you. Rather than becoming weaker, you're becoming more aware of what genuinely supports your well-being. The eighth symptom is changes in appetite or digestion. Many people notice their eating habits begin changing naturally. Foods they once enjoyed may suddenly feel too heavy, while lighter, simpler meals become more appealing. Others experience temporary changes in appetite during emotionally intense periods. Psychologically, major life transitions often influence our relationship with food. Spiritually, many traditions interpret these shifts as symbolic reflections of inner cleansing. As you let go of emotional patterns that no longer serve you, your daily habits sometimes begin changing as well. It's less about following a perfect diet and more about becoming aware of what truly nourishes you physically, emotionally, and spiritually. The ninth symptom is warmth, pressure, or emotional openness in the chest. Some people describe moments when their chest feels unusually warm, expansive, or emotionally alive. Others notice a growing sense of compassion toward themselves and the people around them. Many spiritual traditions associate these experiences with the symbolic opening of the heart. Psychologically, it often reflects greater emotional resilience and an increased capacity for vulnerability. Walls that once protected you begin becoming unnecessary. You stop living from fear. You begin responding from authenticity. This doesn't mean life suddenly becomes easy. It means your relationship with life begins changing. When you step back and look at all 9 of these experiences together, a clear pattern begins to emerge. Each symptom represents more than a physical sensation. Each one points toward an internal shift. A shift away from survival, a shift away from constant fear, a shift away from the identity you've spent years protecting. Whether you call it spiritual awakening, emotional healing, or personal transformation, the process often feels remarkably similar. You become less attached to who you thought you had to be, and more connected to who you truly are. The body, the mind, and the heart begin telling the same story, not all at once, but one layer at a time. If you've recognized yourself in several of these symptoms, remember this. These experiences are not proof that you're spiritually awakening, nor should they replace professional advice if you're concerned about your health. Instead, many people find that they become meaningful reminders to pause, reflect, and pay closer attention to what is changing within. Growth rarely arrives with certainty. It usually begins with curiosity. If this video helped you better understand your journey, let us know in the comments which of these 9 symptoms you've experienced. If you found value here, subscribe for more videos exploring spiritual growth, self-discovery, and conscious living. Thank you for watching, and until next time, continue your journey with an open mind, an open heart, and compassion for yourself every step of the way.